Hello, good morning everyone. Very warm welcome to BabyCode free sessions. I am Tanu Vimani, an IDP certified trainer and a TOEFL and TOESOL certified trainer. I'm back with my live session number 8, and today we are starting with the listening module of the TOEFL. Listening module has several types of question. The very first type of question which we are going to cover is just content and just purpose question. The candidates, we have covered the reading module. Please go back to the reading module and start practicing for the reading part. Any doubts, any queries, tap your comments in the chat box in the BabyCode application down to your session. You can do the star rating also so that I can know that you like my session or not. So this listening module, TOEFL listening section has 8 different types of questions. Just content, like you have to look for a main idea. Just purpose, it's only in the conversation, not lectures. Detailed questions, understanding the speaker attitude question, understanding the function, making inferences, understanding organization, and connecting the content. So these are the several type of listening questions. You can see the question type and question frequency also. Just content will have 3 to 5 questions, and the question will be paraphrased. What is the topic of the discussion? What is the professor mainly discussing about? Just purpose, 1 to 2 question. Why does the student visit the professor? Why does the professor mention this? Detailed question, there will be 6 to 10 detailed question. Understanding the speaker attitude, there will be 1 to 4 question. Understanding the function, 3 to 6 question. Making inferences, 1 to 4 question. Understanding organization, 2 to 5 question. Connecting content, 1 to 4 question. So you will be getting different frequencies of question, the number of question. Now let's talk about just content and just purpose question. Now, what are just content and just purpose questions? The gist of something mean that you are looking for the main idea. What is the key idea behind this conversation or behind this listening lecture? So in this TOEFL test, just content question, what they ask you is that you have to identify the main topic or the idea from this listening conversation or this listening lecture. So you have to listen to the conversation and then you have to identify that this is the main idea. This is the key idea from that conversation. However, if you talk about just purpose question, they ask you to identify what is the main purpose of conversation. What is the main purpose of this lecture? So you can recognize just content and just purpose question because they use phrases. These are the phrases which will be used in the just content and just purpose question. The first two phrases, mainly about, mainly discussing. These two will be used in just content. Why does the student, what is the main purpose? These two phrases will be used in just purpose questions, right? So you can identify easily with these phrases that this is just content and this is just purpose. So make sure you remember that just means main idea, the key idea of the conversation. Just content is main idea, just purpose is why is this happening. You have to recognize the question type. You have to identify what is the question all about. Mainly about, mainly discussing, why does the student, what is the main purpose, right? So two things you have to keep in mind whenever you're answering just content and just purpose question is that there will always be either just content question or a just purpose question, but never both, right? So either you can have just content or you can have a just purpose question. This question will always be the first one. So when you are entering into the listening module, this will be the first question after listening to the passage, right? Sometimes there will be lectures. Sometimes you will get the lectures and the conversations which can have two main ideas also. So in that case, just content and just purpose question may ask you to choose two of the 4 answer options instead of just one. So sometimes you have to answer 2 ideas. So just content and just purpose, they are always the first question. Sometimes you have to talk about two main ideas. Now, what are the tips which you need to remember when you are following or answering this just content question is that you have to actively listen to the main topic, the main idea, focus on the primary points also. Second thing is that you have to ignore the minor details. You have to focus on the big picture. Eliminate the extra information, focus on the main idea here. Take your brief notes so that you can capture your key ideas. Identify the central theme or the subject. So if it is like you can mention, you can focus on what is the central theme of this conversation or what is the subject they're talking about. Consider the context and the speaker tone. Now, what context he's talking about, right? What his main focus is, and look for the tone also. That what is speaker's tone, so that you will be able to understand. Now, what we will do is we will also be covering an exercise, and meanwhile, you have to focus on the audio carefully. I'm going to play an audio for you, and you have to listen to that audio very carefully. So I'm going to play an audio. You can make your notes also. Actively listen to the audio and focus on the central theme.
Directions. Now listen to a part of a talk in an anatomy class. Now, human anatomy is the scientific study of the body's structures. Some of these structures are very small and can only be observed and analyzed with the assistance of a microscope. Other larger structures can readily be seen, manipulated, measured, and weighed. The word anatomy comes from a Greek root that means to cut apart. Human anatomy was first studied by observing the exterior of the body and observing the wounds of soldiers and other injuries. But later, physicians were allowed to dissect bodies of the dead to augment their knowledge. Now, when a body is dissected, its structures are cut apart in order to observe their physical attributes and their relationships to one another. Dissection is still used in medical schools, anatomy courses, and in pathology labs. Question 1. What is the lecture mainly about?
So now just content question, that lecture is mainly about what? What is the central theme? Is it about dissecting dead human bodies? Or is it about background information on the study of human bodies? Or what happens when the body is dissected? Or is it talking about physicians who learn about the wounds of soldiers and other injuries? So, what do you think? What is this lecture mainly about? What was the main theme that she was telling you about? That yes, this lecture is elaborating on this part. You have to focus on your key information, the central theme, and you can make your notes also possible. So, the correct answer is that she was giving information on the study of human bodies, right? Some background information about the study of human body. Next question, let's focus on the next part.
Directions. Now listen to part of a talk in a biology class. The goal of homeostasis is the maintenance of equilibrium around a specific value of some aspect of the body or its cells called a set point. While there are normal fluctuations from the set point, the body's systems will usually attempt to go back to this point. A change in the internal or external environment is called a stimulus and is detected by a receptor. The response of the system is to adjust the activities of the system so the value moves back toward the set point. For instance, if the body becomes too warm, adjustments are made to cool the animal. If glucose levels in the blood rise after a meal, adjustments are made to lower them and to get the nutrient into tissues that need it. Now, when a change occurs in an animal's environment, an adjustment must be made so that the internal environment of the body and cells remains stable. The receptor that senses the change in the environment is part of a feedback mechanism. The stimulus, temperature, glucose, or calcium levels, is detected by the receptor. The receptor sends information to a control center, often the brain, which relays appropriate signals to an organ that is able to cause an appropriate change, either up or down, depending on the information the sensor was sending.
So what was the lecture mainly about? What he was talking? Is he talking about interaction between stimulus and response center? Was he talking about maintaining the equilibrium in the body or any abnormal fluctuations in the human body or interpreting signals from a stimulus? So what do you think? What was the central theme? What was the main idea from this conversation, from this lecture? So this lecture was mainly focusing about how do you maintain equilibrium in a body, right? So he was all giving an information about that how to maintain equilibrium in the body. You have to eliminate the smaller points. You have to focus on the big picture. That means the main idea, the central theme. Now let's do just purpose question. Now in just purpose questions, as I have told you, you will be getting the paraphrase statement. Why does the student dash? Or what is the purpose of this conversation? So again, you have to listen to the audio very carefully and then we have to answer the following question.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Hey, Coach. I just thought I'd stop by to see what I missed while I was gone.
Well, we've been working real hard on our plan for the next game. I've asked Susan to go over it with you before practice this afternoon, so you'll know what we're doing.
Okay.
By the way, how did your brother's wedding go?
Oh, it was beautiful. And the whole family was there. I saw aunts and uncles and cousins I hadn't seen in years.
So it was worth the trip.
Oh, definitely. I'm sorry I had to miss practice, though. I feel bad about that.
Family's very important.
Yep. Okay, I guess I'll see you this afternoon at practice then.
Just a minute. There are a couple of other things I need to tell you.
Oh, okay.
First, everybody's getting a new team jacket.
Wow, how'd that happen?
A woman who played here about 25 years ago came through town a few weeks ago and saw a game and said she wanted to do something for the team, so...
So she's buying us new jackets?
Yep.
Wow, that's really nice of her.
Yes, it is. It's great that former players still care so much about our school and our basketball program. Anyway, you need to fill out an order form. I'll give it to you now so you can bring it back this afternoon. I've got the forms from the other players, so as soon as I get yours, we can order. Maybe we'll have the jackets by the next game.
Okay.
Great. And the next thing is, you know Mary's transferring to another college next week, so we'll need someone to take over her role as captain for the second half of the season. And the other players unanimously picked you to take over as captain when Mary leaves.
Wow. I saw everybody this morning and nobody said a word.
They wanted me to tell you. So, do you accept?
Of course.
So an example of a
So why does the student go to see the coach? Was like to see how she would prepare for the next game or to find out like her responsibilities as a team captain or to find out what happened while she was away and to discuss the style of new team uniform. So what do you think while listening to this conversation, what did you find out that why she went to see the coach? So the correct answer is she was actually looking for out what happened while she was away. When she was not there, what certain things happened. She very first clearly mentioned in the very first statement, right? So you have to listen it very carefully. You have to eliminate the extra information, the extra part, focus on the just content and just purpose question. You can visit our BABYCODE application or YouTube to watch out a live session, boost your confidence for the test day, complete the test in less than 2 hours also, right? So shape up your destiny, keep practicing, keep learning and watch your journey. I am sure that our live sessions can be a game changer for you. You can see all the feedbacks from the BabyCode application, right? Stay tuned and join us. Download the application, follow us on Instagram and YouTube. And what I want is please go through the reading module one more time, complete the reading module, and start practicing for the listening part. We have covered first topic, just content and just purpose question. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye. Take care, all of you.